Hello everybody, my name is David and today we are testing out these 4 landscape lights. On my side here we have the new meikee 7-watt landscape light system, and over here we have our 3 main competitors. The first competitor is a 12-watt light, the second competitor is a 10-watt light, and the last competitor is a 5-watt light. Okay, now let's test the lighting difference between the 7-watt meikee light and its 12-watt competitor. As you can see, the difference is quite clear. Now let's test the difference between the 7-watt meikee light and a 10-watt competitor. As you can see, the difference is even bigger. And now, lastly, let's look at the difference between the 5-watt light and the 7-watt meikee light. As you can see, the difference is as clear as day. Now, as you've just seen through that comparison we did, our meikee 7-watt light burns brighter than all the other competitors, A, B, and C. But why is this? This is because the LED chips in A, B, and C are COB LED chips, whereas the meikee 7-watt light uses SMD chips that burn at a higher lumen rate per watt. The meikee aluminum heatsink has about 18 ribs. All of them are about 45 millimeters long and 6 millimeters deep, creating a heat dissipation area that is significantly more than its competitors at about 48.6 centimeters squared. Now, after confirming that the heat dissipation area of our meikee lamp is significantly larger than our other 3 competitors, it's also safe to assume that the actual aluminum heatsink itself will be slightly heavier, and thus of a greater quality. But let's have a look. Okay, now let's look at the first 3 competitors again. The first competitor comes in at 51.3 grams. Our second competitor comes in at 51.4 grams. The third competitor comes in at 50.3 grams. And our meikee aluminum heatsink comes in at 65.5 grams, which is significantly more. As you can see very clearly with our competitors A, B, and C, they all have an iron bracket with screw mounting points. Now the issue with this is, over time, these iron brackets are prone to rust, especially where the screws go in, and they're also prone to movement after a prolonged amount of use. Now, the meikee system uses ABS plastic, which in my personal opinion I think is more aesthetically pleasing and will last much longer, and it's easier to adjust and to remove. Okay, after some meticulous disassembly, I have laid out all our products here on the table. Now, can you tell which one is the meikee 7-watt? Absolutely, this one, without the screws. Most other products, like here A, B, and C, use screws, symmetrical screws, to screw their light fixtures into place. Now this is of a great risk, especially in terms of waterproofing your product, as water can move through these holes over here. Now with meikee, the 7-watt light has a 4-way snap-on adapter system, which doesn't need screws at all. Once more, referring to the waterproofing, you'll see that most other products just use a simple encapsulated glass, and they think their product might be sealed in. But the meikee 7-watt landscape light uses a T-slot, little seal over here, that goes into the groove of the body, ensuring that no leaks, no water will ever penetrate this product. Now we also tested the voltage and the wattage of all 4 of these products that are in front of me. Now when it comes to the voltage, the products were as per the instruction manual, as per the product specifications. But the real interesting thing came with the wattage. Now the wattage, as I've said previously on the meikee, is about 7 watts, and we tested a 7.2 watts, so as per the product description. The problem came with these 3 other products, whereas this one stated it was 5 watts. The actual power output was 2.6 watts. And with the other 2, 10 watts and 12 watts respectively, both their outputs measured at only about 6 watts. So in an overview, I feel like our lights A, B, and C are of simple and crude design, especially in terms of the waterproofing with this encapsulated glass and the symmetrical screws that allow for water to seep through. The fixture at the back that will eventually rust or damage. In my opinion, I feel like this meikee light is of superior design, and I like the meticulous attention to detail that they took to make this as waterproof as possible and as long lasting as possible. And of all these lights, the meikee 7 watt is the one I'd recommend.